Have you ever wondered why freedom for Black Americans so often comes after a lifetime has already been taken? Follow if you've never heard this story. When we left off, Joseph Ligon had already spent 64 years behind bars, but the hardest choice of his life was still ahead. In 2017, Pennsylvania finally offered Joseph parole. On paper, it looked like mercy, but there was a condition. To walk free, Joseph had to admit guilt. People who later spoke with him recalled how quietly he reacted when the offer was explained. No shouting, no anger, just a long pause. One advocate remembered him saying softly, "I've waited this long. I'm not starting to lie now." Parole meant saying he committed murders he had denied since 1953. It meant lifelong supervision. It meant rewriting his own truth for the comfort of the system. After 64 years, most people would have signed immediately. Joseph said no. "If they want me to be free," he said, "let me be free." So he stayed. Those 4 extra years mattered. Guards later noted that Joseph moved slower by then. His hands shook sometimes. Fellow incarcerated men would help him carry things without being asked. One younger man reportedly told a visitor, "That's the OG. He should have been home a long time ago." From 79 to 83, Joseph remained locked inside, not because he was dangerous, but because he refused to confess to something he said he didn't do. Most elders spend those years with grandchildren. Joseph spent them memorizing routine, counting steps, waiting for lights to turn off. This wasn't survival. It was moral resistance. In 2021, a federal judge finally ruled his sentence unconstitutional. Not parole, not conditional release. A legal acknowledgement that what had been done to him violated the Constitution. At 83 years old, Joseph Ligon walked out of prison. No apology from the state, no compensation for 68 stolen years. One person who met him shortly after his release said he stood outside for a long moment, just looking up. "I forgot how big the sky was," he reportedly said. Freedom wasn't instant joy. Joseph later shared that sleeping in a real bed felt strange, too soft, too quiet. He would wake up at night expecting count time. Institutional noise had trained his body for decades. Freedom required relearning peace. And yet, when asked how he felt about the people who kept him locked away, he said something that stunned even seasoned advocates. "I'm not bitter. I just want to enjoy whatever time I have left." That sentence carries the weight of a lifetime. From a Black perspective, Joseph's story is not rare, it is systemic. For generations, Black children have been adultified in American courts. Judges described them as fully formed, hardened, beyond saving. In the 1950s, white teenagers were sent to reform schools with the assumption they could grow. A Black 15-year-old was sentenced to die in prison. The system was never designed to rehabilitate Joseph. It was designed to erase him. The fact that he survived long enough to walk free is not evidence of justice working. It is evidence of how long injustice can last. 68 years cannot be returned. No ruling can give him back youth. No apology can restore the life he never lived. But his refusal to lie, even when freedom depended on it, reveals something prison could not break: integrity. Joseph walked out without rage consuming him, without bitterness defining him, without surrendering his truth to make others comfortable. That does not excuse what was done. It magnifies who he is. Joseph Ligon's life forces America to confront questions it still avoids. At what point does punishment become cruelty? At what point does justice admit it was wrong? And why are Black children so often denied the grace of being children? He entered prison before America acknowledged Black humanity in law. He walked out into an America that had changed, but not enough. Still, he chose peace. There is something sacred in that. Say his name with the weight it deserves. Joseph Ligon, a Black boy the system tried to bury, a Black elder who refused to lie, a survivor whose truth outlived the cage. Subscribe here to uncover more hidden Black stories. Comment if you'd like to hear more about Joseph Ligon, and go to my videos to see more. We don't glorify injustice. We reveal truth so history can't repeat itself.